What's going on, Colts Nation? Appreciate you joining me for another video. And before we get into the video, just know that in the description there is a link for Green Gridiron where you can get mini helmets or authentic NFL helmets. Okay, and make sure to use the discount code INDSYN at checkout and use that referral code down in the description so that they know I sent you. Okay, so again, go to the description. Holiday season coming up. Mini helmets, mini helmet accessories, helmet accessories, whatever the case may be. You want it for you, your man cave, a loved one, whatever the case is. Mini helmets and authentic NFL helmets can be found on Green Gridiron. The link in the description. Again, that is code INDSYN for the discount code. I appreciate you stopping by. And now let's get into the video. Man, Colts fans, there's a lot going on right now. A lot happening in Colts Nation. Obviously, Shane Steichen, the last that we heard, and by the time this video comes out, there might be news that we're moving back to Anthony Richardson, but I know that at the moment I'm recording this, Anthony Richardson's still been benched. Sounds like it could still be Flacco going forward, even though as a starter, I believe I saw he has 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions over these last 2 games, right? Making this switch. He was supposed to help us win, and that's not really the case, right? And I want to, first of all, make sure I don't get lumped in with all the people that wanted Anthony Richardson bench because I thought Joe gave us the best chance to win. Okay, I thought it was important to go ahead and get some accountability for Anthony Richardson as the franchise quarterback. Lesson in being a leader, and I think that lesson has come, that lesson is gone, and at this point, with the way the team is, like, who gives us the best chance to win? Well, the guy that was scoring more points. Just waited. We didn't get to 20 points until the game was already out of reach. At the very end, we didn't really have a chance to come back and win anyways. They give us a touchdown, right? So bad offensive performances, and this is just, it's becoming an organizational thing, something that I've tried to push off for a long time and say, no, it's just situations and the way things have been. And a lot of Chris Ballard's tenure here, he just hasn't really gotten good enough luck, right? Luck retires. But this goes all the way back to Ryan Grigson and how terrible things have been run between Grigson and Richardson and how we're failing these incredible young quarterbacks. Even earlier, just a couple weeks ago, it was Bruce Arians that came out and said just a couple weeks ago about how Andrew Luck came in and took one of the worst rosters he's ever seen and won 11 games with him. Right, and that was really Luck's career. Like, I was going back and I was looking at the drafts, right? Looking at drafts from Grigson's time, and then looking at drafts from Ballard's time. And of course, we did come away with an upgrade, which is why I think the leash was so long for Chris Ballard. But I mean, you look, 2012, we got Andrew Luck, Kobe Fleener, Dwayne Allen, T.Y. Hilton, Vic Ballard, all in the same draft, right? And then after that, the year after, the only name we know is Bjorn Werner. First round pick, wasn't what we thought he was going to be next year. Dante Moncrief, right? And he was okay for a little while. The next year, Philip Dorsett, first-round pick. Nobody else on that really mattered. Clayton Geathers, I guess, was on the team for a little while as a special teamer. The next year, we draft Ryan Kelly. Good pick. Worked out for us for a while. But of all those drafts since Andrew Luck, after Andrew Luck's year, right, 2013, 14, 15, and 16, you come away with one guy that ends up as a long-term starter in those drafts. And then you get Chris Ballard. Chris Ballard immediately goes and gets Malik Hooker, Marlon Mack, Grover Stewart, and Anthony Walker. 2018, incredible draft. Quentin Nelson, Shaq Leonard, Braden Smith, Kamoko Toure, who could have been great if not for injuries, Tyquan Lewis, Naheem Hines, Zaire Franklin in the 7th round. Like, the amount of talent from that 2018 draft that we still have on this team is crazy, right? And then, of course, over the next few years, some hits, some misses. Rocky Sin, Paris Campbell, Bobby Okereke, EJ Speed, that was all one draft. Pittman Jr., Jonathan Taylor, Julian Blackman, Isaiah Rodgers, who unfortunately didn't work out for various reasons. Kwity Paye, Dio Dangbo in the same draft, rounds 1 and 2. Kylan Granson, who didn't really work out. Will Fries was drafted in the 7th round in 2021. And then, of course, over these last couple years, right? Alec Pierce, Bernie, Nick Cross, Andrew Ogletree, and of course the tight ends haven't really been what we'd hoped they'd be. But then you finally, after everything, Andrew Luck retires, going from quarterback to quarterback. You get Anthony Richardson. You get Josh Downs in the draft last year. You got Alec Pierce the year before. You get A.D. Mitchell in this draft. And overall, like, the talent in the drafts from Chris Ballard are actually kind of crazy. The amount of guys he can get in the draft has been crazy. But then, you trace this back to free agency. And you have one GM, right, Ryan Grigson, who was terrible in free agency, didn't make great trades. And, I mean, Chris Ballard, even though he was trying to, fix the quarterback situation, put a Band-Aid on it all those years, not great trades, right, in the grand scheme of things. You give up draft capital for Carson Wentz, and that was a debacle of a season, right? We go 9-8, but we end up losing the last game, missing the playoffs in embarrassing fashion in Jacksonville. And then, of course, the Matt Ryan season and trading for him, and that was awful, just awful as Colts fans. And of course, for Grigson, he has the Trent Richardson trade, and plan on doing a video for that. Trent Richardson had some comments about Grigson, so we'll go more really into the whole Grigson thing. But nonetheless, like, from one GM to another, from one quarterback to another, one era to another, like, the mismanagement in this organization has been crazy. You kept Ryan Grigson for too long. He got so little results out of draft picks, out of free agency, out of trades, and we kept him for too long. Okay, he didn't really even have that long of a stint, but we kept him for too long, and we ended up in a situation where the team wasn't built correctly around Andrew Luck, and he got hurt so much and went through so much as a quarterback for us that he decides he wants to retire early. Okay, and that decision, like, that's been a curse for us, right? Not doing right by Andrew Luck, right? The Andrew Luck curse, I swear, is a real thing. The way things have been since he retired is crazy, right? He comes back in 2018, and we start 1-5 in that 2018 season. We finished 10-6, lost in the divisional round. Went into the wild card. We beat Houston in Houston 21-0, then lost in the divisional round. Right, and that was the first year of Frank Reich as well. Right, you think about a whole new era. Pagano wasn't there anymore. All new coaches, new GM. Andrew Luck comes back. We go on an insane run. We're really starting to build a team around him, starting to get some real talent around him. And he decides to retire, and then we go 7-9 the next season, right? And I think it's just like how good Andrew Luck was, man. Came in after a 2-14 season. New regime. Everything changing. You have Andrew Luck come in and goes 11-5, 11-5, 11-5. And then, of course, he deals with injuries for a few years. We go 8-8, 8-8, 4-12. He comes back. We go 10-6. Since then, it's been 7-9, 11-5, 9-8, 4-12, 9-8. And now we're 4-6. And it's just nothing we can do is work. Okay, and I grew up in the winningest decade of all time. Okay, I was born in 93, starting in 99, 13-3, 10-6. 2001 was a down year. We went 6-10, but then we went and got Tony Dungy. Okay, and then we went 10-6, 12-4, 12-4, 14-2, 12-4, 13-3, 12-4, 14-2, 10-6. Okay, during Peyton's career in Indy, just winning games. I don't know what happened in 2001. I assume that's a lot of coaching, probably, talent on the team. But then once the divisions realigned in 2002 and expansion teams came in, and you just saw Peyton Manning and the Colts start to win consistently, and it just hasn't been that. Even Andrew Luck was winning consistently, but not doing right by these quarterbacks is criminal, man. Andrew Luck, like, again, Bruce Arians said, Andrew Luck was the best quarterback he ever worked with, and he believes that because he won 11 games with the worst roster he ever saw. So, it's just at some point, something's got to give. I have defended the franchise for so long, thinking, hey, I'm a real fan. I'm going to defend the franchise. Well, at some point, you got to be real, and the mismanagement continues to happen. And I think a lot of it, we all believe so much in Shane, and now there are people that don't want Shane to be the coach. Right, and think that after this season, just clear house, full rebuild. Is that the move? I don't know. it's just we certainly aren't good enough. After Kenny Moore said what he said, and Zaire said what he said, and the fact that clearly there needs to be more accountability elsewhere, right? We talked about accountability with Anthony Richardson. Well, where's the accountability elsewhere? People not working hard enough is a massive problem. That is quite the shot to take at people in the NFL, saying that they are not working hard enough, and having a team that's not working hard enough. Like, what's the point? Why are you coming in to practice? What are you coming in for? And apparently not coming in for meetings, right? And I'm just curious, like, does any of that play into why Anthony's sitting, right? They always said that Anthony, did a good job of preparing. He was in the meeting rooms. His work ethic is good. Like, so is it Anthony, and is that a reason? Because he's supposed to be the franchise quarterback. People are looking at him. Who is it in the building that's not working hard enough? Coaches, players. Like, I want a comprehensive list of who it is. And who do we need to get out of the building? Like, where's the leadership council? Going to the coaches, going to GM, saying, "Hey, this is what's happening. These people aren't working hard enough. We need more accountability as a team." And if that is happening, if those conversations are happening, then yes, you're gonna need Chris Ballard and Shane Steichen and all the coaches to be held accountable. Like, what we're putting out every Sunday just isn't acceptable. And if we're going to keep losing, hey, go ahead, put Anthony back. I don't even know why this is a conversation anymore. Like, again, you just have to take that L. I thought it was a good idea to sit Anthony for a game, maybe until the bye week. If Joe is winning, then yeah, at the end of the season, it's obviously not working well with Joe. So this is the time you need to go and put Anthony Richardson back in, give the team a little juice. Start holding people accountable. Stop being a player's coach. It's cool to be a player's coach until the players aren't working hard enough. Now you got to change up. And now you got to be different. Right? And so it's a trying time to be a Colts fan. The dysfunction in the organization continues to pop up year after year. Just like Kenny was saying, it's year after year. The same thing where the team is too soft. Apparently people aren't working hard enough. Something's got to change. Something has seriously got to change in the organization, and that's all I want, man. As a Colts fan, I just want us to come out and be great again, right? I saw somebody in the comment, hey, make the Colts great again, please. Whatever we have to do to make that happen, we need to make it happen. We have just not been good enough. Looking at some of the different splits for the Colts over the years, like even in the 9 and 8 seasons, like we are just simply not good enough, and we need to figure out exactly what the identity is going to be. We need to figure out who we're going to be going forward in the Anthony Richardson era. How long is the Anthony Richardson era going to last? So many questions, so much to figure out. I'm going to have more videos and more thoughts on the Colts. And, of course, as updates come out, of course, I'll let you guys know as soon as I possibly can. I think I'm, closing out work all week, so going to be a weird week, but going to get you guys content as much as I possibly can. So make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you continue to get notified anytime we have any more content coming out. Of course, I appreciate you stopping by for another video. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.